Now, the question is, negative liberty is great until you find yourself unable to attain your goals due to lack of resources. Take Booker T. Washington, for example, in his book Up From Slavery. Great book. This is a guy that was a college president who was born as a slave. And in the first chapter of Up From Slavery, Booker T. Washington writes about his memory as a boy of the Union Army coming to his plantation where he grew up and reading the Emancipation Proclamation. And the Emancipation Proclamation was read, and everybody's first reaction was, yes, we're free, and that's awesome. But then there was kind of a follow-up reaction. What now? I'm free, but I don't have any property. I don't have any money. I don't have any marketable skills. So these slaves that were freed at that time, were they truly free? Yes, in the negative sense, they were free because they didn't have a master, but they weren't free in the positive sense because really, when it comes down to it, what could they do? And this is where we ask ourselves, should all members of society have things like education, healthcare, employment, food? Do people have a right to eat, a right to be fed, a right to be taken care of when they're sick? Now, in a state of nature, they certainly don't have that right, but in our civilized society, do we recognize these rights? And I'd like to kind of employ Newton's first law of motion. When viewed in an inertial reference frame, an object either remains at rest or continues to move at constant velocity unless acted upon by force. So if you're the person who has property, you're the person who has money and education and food and all of this kind of stuff, then you're free. You can do whatever you want in an atmosphere of non-interference, that you are the object in motion that will stay in motion. But then what about the person who is not in that position? What about the person who does not have money, does not have education, does not have access to health care and all of those kinds of things? Is that person free? In the positive sense, that person is not free in the sense that they are not able to achieve their goals.